The Pacific Crest Trail, Section E, begins in Aqua Dulce and continues 109.5 miles to Highway 58 in Tehachapi. We began this hike in March 2023 on a day that threatened to be rainy. It was our first section hike on the PCT where we had not been able to get a weather forecast for the elevation we would be climbing to, and that would come into play later. As we hiked out of Aqua Dulce, where we had parked our vehicle, we had a friendly reminder about bringing the bacon.
We've stopped to put on layers because it's raining. Not supposed to be raining today, but it's a good step. See it out there over the clouds. That's where we've come from. We're gonna go around this corner. There's one set of footprints that we're following and some deer prints, so we think the deer was chasing the woman. Many places on the trail has become a stream. This is about the worst I've seen though.
Do we need our micro spikes?
For sure. There's snow in the distance and we can hardly find any sunshine.
As we climbed to elevation, the rain became snow. With temps just above freezing, the trail was a little stream at times. It was also slick, and we opted for our micro spikes for a time.
Alright, now let's get serious. We stopped to put on micro spikes, so it gives like traction on the bottom of the shoe. I had one big fall as we were walking through like a creek area. So now, let's see if I can give my footprint. Kind of see, it gives me traction in the snow. So much better. We were not expecting this today.
Gone almost 11 miles today, have about 6 or so more to go, and I think we're gonna head down towards that road and then up the other side. It had been a wet winter, so any place that far out indicated might have water did have water, and many that were not marked had water as well.
Manzanita tree, gorgeous.
See where we're going to be going, that trail out there. As the skies cleared, the sun came out and we enjoyed the rest of the day.
Yesterday we were up where that snow is, and we've come all the way over that mountain and through that whole valley.
We're here in Green Valley, and actually there's a bit of a family connection to this spot. My great uncle Phil and great aunt Katie wintered here for a number of years before moving back to Maine. So it's fun to be in a little spot where I guess I have been once. Got knocked out about 7 miles this morning, and we have 11 or so more to go.
We're on our way 1,000 feet up from the firehouse. We got water out of the hose there. Going up 1,000 feet in a mile and a half. It's pretty rough.
Jody having the culinary delight of the cheese and Cheeto sandwich. Compliments of the trail. Day 2 broke sunny and cold. Throughout the day, the winds picked up, and that would lead to a tough decision at the end of the day.
But it looks bad. I guess we just go up and over it. Oh. Oh, it's gonna be cold. Check it.
All right, we're in the back of a pickup truck, getting a ride into Lake Hughes. Didn't think this would ever happen. A few weeks later, Mrs. Alpine and I headed up to finish up from Lake Hughes Road to Hikertown. While I parked our vehicle, she began the trek up the first hill.
So I've been going up, and that is the road. He's gonna come back down, and then he'll be on the trail on the right. So I know it'll make him happy to know, if he can see me when he starts, that I'm okay and that I'm on the trail. So this is where we'll continue on. So we've come across our first water source. We're about 3 miles in, Brian?
Yeah, about.
It's running down the hill, muddy to walk through it. Ugh. Oh, it's nice to think about there. Yeah. So Brian's filling up the bag that goes with the filter.
It was a tough section with significant burn areas to begin the hike. It was our first time to find poodle dog bush on the PCT.
So before you ever start the PCT, you hear about this bush, this plant called poodle bush or poodle dog bush, and it's supposed to be like way worse than poison ivy. So the second you start on the trail, you're always worried. Where is it? It loves recovering fire areas, and this is it. And this is our first day to actually come across it. So it's got triangle type leaves. Ever since we stopped for lunch, we kind of got into the shady or green area, and you can hear the water. So we'll stop and refill here. You can also see where the rock came down over the trail. Had quite a few spots like this today where the water is washed away the trail. There's no water in it anymore. Here's the closest we've gotten to snow on the trail today. I don't think it's going to be a problem. There's a little patch up there, but this tree is blown down, so I have to go around.
As the day went on, we began to get into some beautiful green wooded areas.
myself a quarter of a mile uphill to use that pit toilet.
And we hit the 500-mile mark on the PCT. That is an accomplishment. As multi-year through hikers, we have now done over 500 miles of hiking in the SoCal wilderness. Day 2 of our weekend hike took us over Libre Mountain. Amazing day.
Getting water at this guzzler down here. Sort of see the little structure designed for watering both for human beings and for animals.
As we started down towards Hikertown and the 138, we began to see evidence of the super bloom. The wet winter weather had led to a major blooming of wildflowers. Simply stunning.
Okay, I did it. Now it's Brian's turn.
Finishing Section E took some time. We had jumped ahead and done Section F, we had gone to Spain and hiked the Camino de Santiago, we had hiked the Cotswold Way in England. Maybe it was the fact that the remaining portion of Section E is famous for not being very interesting. You hike along the LA Aqueduct for many miles of the desert.
Okay, here we are starting the section from Tehachapi south to Hikertown. Abel dropped us off. Let's do it.
As we climbed out of Tehachapi and got up to elevation, we began to encounter snow. With temperatures up in the 40s, we had to deal with post-holing. You think the snow is going to hold you, and suddenly it gives way and we were up to our knees in snow. The next day was sunny and cold. As we started our descent, the cold weather meant we could walk on the snow without breaking through. As we continued our descent, we began to experience the high winds the area is known for. We ended up finding a place for the night under a bridge just after the trail begins to go along the edge of the LA Aqueduct. Day 3 brought a stunning sunrise. We did something we have done only a few times when hiking on the PCT. We did the 10 by 10 challenge, 10 miles by 10 a.m. In fact, we finished 10 miles by 9:40 and after a break ended up finishing the 17.4 miles section by 12:15. It was fun to knock it out so quickly.
Yeah.